We have a mitzvah. We have 613 mitzvot. In Sefer HaChinuch, written a little over 700 years ago, mitzvah 241 says, Lo tikom velo titor et bnei amecha. You shall not take revenge, and you shall not bear a grudge against the members of your people. Leviticus 19:18. This mitzvah is the prohibition to take revenge. We, the Jewish people, are forbidden from taking revenge. Now this specific verse talks about two mitzvot. One is the revenge and one is bearing a grudge. Now the Chinuch says in Sefer HaMitzvot, Sefer HaChinuch, he says the following: we're commanded not to take revenge. That is to say, we're prohibited from exacting revenge from another Jew. The description of this matter is as follows. In a situation where one Jew has wronged or caused pain to his fellow Jew with regards to any matter, where the usual practice of most people in the world in such a situation is that they will not cease to pursue the person that wronged them until they have repaid him his wrong, or they have made him suffer as he made them suffer. It's from this type of conduct that Hashem, blessed is He, has restrained us with His statement, you shall not take revenge. Meaning, somebody just hurt you. He just hurt you. You are looking to get married. You are on a shidduch. Right? The girl likes you. The boy likes you. Suddenly, after a few dates, they stop answering the phone. What happened? I don't know. What happened? I don't know. What happened? Not sure. Word gets around, shidduch ended for unknown reasons. Then, you find out she or he stopped talking to you because this other person told them, nah, I don't think it's for you. Not for you. Why? You know, you're better than that. You're better than that. You are about to start a family. You are about to start your life. But this menuval just ruined it for you. Why? You had a few words to say. This stuff happens all the time. It's so bad, I had one time, a student of mine, a month before his wedding, less than a month, says to me, Rabbi, I need to talk to you. I said, what happened? He says, I don't know if I want to get married. I said, why not? He said, I don't know, my best friend told me maybe I shouldn't get married. I said, who? What? Wait, huh? Your best friend, Satan? What do you mean your best friend? He goes, I don't know. He said to me, I don't know, are you sure you like her? I said, yeah, of course I like her. I don't know, maybe you don't like her and you don't know it. What? I don't know, maybe today you like this and tomorrow you can like something else. You never know, you know? So I don't know, since he told me all this stuff, I said, it makes sense to you? He goes, no, it doesn't make sense to you. So I said, so what's the problem? He said, I don't know, I'm confused now. I said, he's not married, is he? He said, no. I said, that's why. He's a rasha, and he's jealous. And you should do whatever you can to disconnect from this person. He's an evil person. The guy, mamash, was almost on the verge of breaking his wedding. Why? Some idiot got in the way. Now guess what? In both cases, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says you're not allowed to take revenge. You're not allowed to hold a grudge. Both cases. That's hard to swallow. Why? Revenge is sweet. You got a revenge for him. Ooh, what a revenge you got for him. Hey, Steve, hey, how are you? Listen, I got a shidduch for you. Yeah, you have a shidduch for me? Yeah, I have a shidduch for you. Yeah, here's the number. Okay. Third date. You call the girl. So what do you think of him? Oh, I think he's great. Listen, I don't think he's for you. What? But you're the one that set me up. Yeah, I made a mistake. Sorry, it's not for you. I have somebody else for you though. Really? Thanks. Thanks. Okay. What should I tell him? Don't tell him nothing. I'll tell him. Don't worry. Hey, Steve. Yeah, sorry to tell you, man. She can't stand you. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. She said, I don't know, something about, I don't know what she said. She said something. I don't know. She said something about smelling or something. I don't know. What did you take? What did you guys do? I don't know. Something was wrong. She said she doesn't want to talk to you. She's so offended by something that you said, she can't even talk to you. Just let it go, man. Just let it go, Steve. Oh, man, I can't believe it. I thought I was going to get married. And you're like celebrating in your heart. Ah, what a revenge. Sin from the Torah. Delicious, funny. Sin from the Torah. What does it mean, sin from the Torah? Sin from the Torah means genom. That's what sin from the Torah means. You're going to burn for that sin. But it's sweet. But he did it to me. Exactly. He did it to you. Now what to do back? En nekamot Hashem, en nekamot Ophia. Every Wednesday we say the Tehillim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the God of vengeance. The God of vengeance has arrived. He is the only one who's allowed to deal with it, not you. But how can you swallow this pill? It's hard because sometimes you have the revenge is in your hand. She did something so bad to you. I gotta get her back. She did this to me, and she made fun of me in front of everybody, and she did this to me, and she called me this, and she did that, and you got it. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says you're not allowed, and you'll get punished if you do. How can you? But you have it. How can you swallow that? I mean, you gotta become Moshe Rabbeinu overnight. Chinuch brings one of the midrashim. One of the halachic midrashim called the Sifra. And he says the following. Now, how far does the force of the prohibition of taking revenge extend? It applies even to a case where one does not actively harm his fellow in revenge, as follows. Meaning, not only you're not allowed to take revenge, but even if the revenge doesn't really hurt the other person, it's still forbidden. That's how extraordinary this is. Meaning, it's not just revenge like I just described to you guys and made half of you smile and the other one half cry. It's not like that. Even if the revenge doesn't hurt the person, it's not allowed. Even if the grudge is in your mind, it's not allowed. How so? One person says to another, lend me your tool, your sickle. But he didn't lend it to him. For no reason. Just didn't feel like giving it to him. Not because he was concerned he's not going to give it back or something like that. No, he just didn't feel like, I don't want to feel like it. No. Why not? I don't feel like doing it. Yeah, but I need to build something. Okay, build it. I don't know, use your hand. I don't want to give it to you. That's it. That's the reason he gave you. One person asked for a tool, he didn't want to lend it to him. On the following day, the second person who had refused to perform the favor the previous day, goes back to the first person and says, lend me your hatchet. The guy that said, no, I don't want to lend you something, he came back to the guy that he didn't want to lend him something and said, can you lend me something? The first one replied, I'm not going to lend it to you. Just like you didn't lend me the tool, I'm not going to lend to you. This response, Rabotai Yekarim, is a sin from the Torah. You shall not take revenge. Yeah, but it's not even like a tool that's going to save his life. It's not like he needs this water so he's going to die. No, he just needs a hammer. I don't feel like giving him my hammer because he didn't give me a hammer. Sin from the Torah, not from the rabbis. From the Torah. That sin is from the Torah. Based on this illustration, this illustration serves as a model from which we can deduce that the prohibition encompasses any form of retaliation for a wrong. Now, what's the purpose of this mitzvah? The chinuch gives us a taste. Why do we even have this mitzvah? Okay, we can understand it's better for society. There's going to be less, say, fighting because you're not allowed to do this. But still, how can we swallow this pill? Especially when you're the one that was wronged. Among the underlying purposes of this mitzvah, the chinuch says, is that a person must know intellectually and must internalize in his consciousness the idea that everything that befalls him, be it good or bad, is an orchestrated event brought upon him by Hashem Yitbarach, and from the hand of man, from the hand of one man to his brother, no matter shall occur, except by the will of Hashem Yitbarach. Therefore, when another person causes him pain and suffering, a person must realize that his own sins were the cause, and Hashem, blessed be He, decreed this injury or suffering upon him. Accordingly, he must not focus his thoughts upon exacting vengeance from the one who has harmed him, since that person is not truly the cause of his distress. For rather, it's his own sin that's the true cause of the distress. Therefore, one should direct his thoughts and feelings in this matter as David HaMelech did when Shimi ben Gera heaped curses and stones at him. In the book of Samuel 2, chapter 16, verse 11, and he says a verse, leave him and be it, leave him be and let him curse, for Hashem, blessed is He, has told him to do. That David HaMelech blamed the matter on his own sin rather than on his antagonist Shimi ben Gera. So now, here we just got an atomic bomb. Because in essence, everything that the Chazon Ish told us is the reason for this mitzvah. Meaning, something bad has happened to you. Somebody did that something bad to you. You are not allowed to take revenge against them. Why? Torah says forbidden. But you're also not allowed to have a grudge against them. Because Torah says it's forbidden. Now that's hard for you to swallow because, wait a minute, I'm angry at her because she did something bad to me. I'm angry at him because he did something bad to me. How could I not be angry? By understanding that the something bad that happened to you was not them. The something bad that happened to you was a result of your actions. You did something bad, therefore Hashem sent you something bad as a response. So rather than being angry at her, rather than having a grudge and holding and want to have revenge against him, you are trajecting all of that anger and that energy against the wrong side. Where should it be? At yourself. The only person you should be angry at that bad things happened is yourself. Why? Because it happened because of your actions, not them. They were simply used as a vessel. As the Gemara says, "Megalgelin zchut al yedei zakai v'chova al yedei chayav." Now that doesn't mean, says that you bring a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Beit Din of heaven, brings the merit to those that are meritorious and the obligation to those that have an obligation. Meaning that the guy that was used or the girl that was used to insult you by a Kadosh Baruch Hu, it doesn't mean that they're good. They're still bad, but it's not for you to be angry at them. It's not for you to have revenge against them. They wanted to do something bad, and therefore Hashem gave them the ability to do something bad. But you are still forbidden from taking revenge against them. Why? Because he only allowed them to do the bad that they wanted to do because you did something bad. Make sense? They wanted to do something bad. Hashem allows them to do something bad. It's free will. But they're only allowed to do something bad to someone that deserves the bad. If you happen to be the person that deserves that bad, he's going to allow them to do something bad to you. But not because they are bad and you are bad, but rather because you're bad deserved them to hurt you. So instead of spending all of your energy trying to take revenge against them, you have to use that energy and understand that it's your fault. Because no human being possesses the power to bestow goodness upon another or harm among another, unless it's decreed by a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And a person has to realize that whatever experiences they have, even if brought through another human being, all of it is from God. And all of it is part of His plan. He was only used as the right hand that slapped you in front of 20 people because he wanted to slap people. But not only because of that, because you deserved the slap, because you did something to deserve the slap. So rather than try to find a way to embarrass him back, you have to have some introspection, self-introspection, and say, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu decide and decree for me to get embarrassed publicly? Now this is in essence the foundation of Bitachon. Because Bitachon is believing that both the good and the bad are not good, or it's all Hashem, it's all good. It's all from Hashem. And that's what made David HaMelech the fourth carrier of the Shekhinah, of the Merkavah of the Shekhinah. Although David HaMelech had a very, very difficult life. His own son tried to kill him. His other son raped his daughter. He had a son die. He had all types of problems. The first king, Shaul, who was a tzaddik, tried to kill him for many years. He had a very difficult life. His own father thought that he was a child out of adultery and all types of things. Very difficult life. But yet HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not decide to make David HaMelech the carrier of the Merkavah until this event that's mentioned here by Chinuch. Where after Absalom, David HaMelech's son, chases David out of the kingdom. David is running away so he doesn't have to kill his own son. Meaning this is a moment of suffering for David HaMelech. His own son is trying to kill him. There's nothing more embarrassing than that could ever exist in the world. His own son is trying to kill him. David HaMelech flees so he doesn't have to kill his own son. So at the worst moment in the world, Shimi ben Gera, which was the head of the Sanhedrin, it's not some gangster, the top rabbi in the world, sees David HaMelech, takes some rocks and throws it at him. David HaMelech is not by himself, he's got soldiers, warriors with him. The biggest rabbi, old man, starts taking rocks, throws it at him. And if that's not enough, he curses him a curse called Klala Nimretzet. What's Klala Nimretzet? He calls him every bad name under the sun. Noef, Mamzer, Rasha. Noef is an adulterer. A Mamzer is a child of adultery. Rasha, wicked. All types, murderer, everything. Lotzeach, all the worst things in the world. And not one-on-one, in front of everybody. Now, David's general next to him is a warrior. He says to him, why should we let this dog say such things about my master. Let me just go and flick his head off. One little with the sword, and his head becomes a memorabilia. He becomes a distant memory. David Melech, at the moment of weakness, the greatest weakness in a person's life could possibly be, he's completely in full confidence in Hashem. And he says, don't touch him. He is only a tool that Hashem is using to curse me because of some sin that I made. He's only a tool. He's only a tool Hashem's using. The problem is me. I did something. Because if it wasn't decreed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu that this would happen, no person in the world could hurt me. The fact that he's embarrassing me in public means I deserve the embarrassment. And if I deserve the embarrassment, then I have to do tshuva. Because who wants to be a person that HaKadosh Baruch Hu decides that he deserves embarrassment? The fulfillment of this mitzvah serves to put a stop to the feuding and wipes away any enmity from people's hearts. Ultimately, there is peace among people. Hashem will make peace for them. You see, Rabotai, is that one of the beautiful purposes of this is that not only does it help a person's bitachon, but also it's good for society. Because if we now start operating our life as if no matter what happens in your life, you're no longer allowed to carry a grudge, you're no longer allowed to take revenge against people, half your anxiety with people, your relationship with people, if not 90% of it, is gone. Not because you don't feel the pain, but you know you're not allowed to express it that way. When that pain happened to you, when somebody hurts you, you can't express it as, I'm going to get her back. I'm going to get him back. No. If it happens and when it happens, it's a sign from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, my dear daughter, my dear son, it's time to do tshuva. Why? I just sent you a personal, first-class message of public embarrassment, agony and pain, because I'm telling you, you did something wrong and I want you to do tshuva. And a person that understands this knows that he has to do it. What's going to cause him to do it? The bitachon in Hashem. The confidence that this is indeed it. It's not like just in my mind. No. It is if somebody publicly embarrasses me, but it's not if it's money. It's not if it's this. No, it's everything. Anything that's bad that happens in a person's life, it's always from Hashem. Anything that's good for me in a person's life, it's always from Hashem. Everything is from Hashem. When a person has that confidence in Hashem, that bitachon in Hashem, they understand that everything is from Hashem. Now, on the other hand, the chinuch completes the point with something beautiful. He says the mitzvah applies in every location and in all times to both men and women. Meaning, it doesn't matter if you're in Israel or in the exile. It doesn't matter if you lived at the time of the chinuch 700 years ago or you live today in 2020, 5781. This mitzvah applies in every location and in all times to both men and women. Doesn't matter if you're Talmid Chacham, doesn't matter if you have a long beard, doesn't matter if you're religious, not religious, doesn't make a difference. This mitzvah, not take revenge, not allowed to have grudge, applies to everybody at all times. Further, one who transgresses this mitzvah by affixing in his heart to hate his fellow for having wronged him, and then harboring this hatred until he actually succeeds in repaying him in kind for his evil, has violated this prohibition. His malevolence is indeed great, for by doing so, he is the cause of extensive pitfalls. Look at this beautiful commentary he gave us. He says to us, I gave you the mitzvah of what to do, what not to do. I then gave you why you should listen to what to do, what not to do. Because there's a reason for it. It benefits society. It's also a high level of bitachon. Right? On top of it, I told you it's applicable at all times and all places. Kind of closing in all the corners of excuses of why you're going to continue having revenge and vengeance and anger at people. And, oh, Rabbi, you really made me angry because you said this and I don't like it and I got a cousin like that. Like closing in all the corners. But then always has to be a nice duvdevan. You know what duvdevan is? Like a little cherry on top to finish it all. Sweet one. What does he say? He says to us, this action, the person you continue this, you become the cause of extensive pitfalls. Meaning what? The fact that something bad happened to you in the first place, and the guy embarrassed you in public, and the girl embarrassed you in public, and you lost money, and you lost a job, and you lost a shidduch, and all of the disasters that happened in a person's place, we just learned that's because of you. They that caused you this embarrassment, this loss, and so on, were simply used as a tool from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But in essence, you're not allowed to take revenge against them, because they're just a tool for Hashem. Don't worry. Hashem's going to deal with them. But if you do take revenge, or better yet, you don't take revenge, but you still hate them in your heart. I can't wait till I have a juicy one to get them back. You still carry that. The Chinuch says, you now become the reason for even further pitfalls. Why? Because now you're making a new sin. You already made a sin originally to deserve the public embarrassment and the monetary loss and the stomach aches and the bathroom visits and the breakup in a relationship and the job loss. You already caused enough damage to yourself with your original sin. And now, instead of doing tshuva and listening to the chinuch, listening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what do? No, it's his fault. He did it. She did it. Now you're making a new sin. Now you're bringing even more suffering on yourself. Because you're not doing tshuva. In essence, you're just making the situation worse than it needed to be. This explains people's trajectory of problems when they go in life. Usually, problems, they don't happen like, once in a blue. Sometimes you see certain people, and really most of us, it's like something starts and then it's just like a road of problems. It's like something happened somewhere in the stars somewhere, and it was decided this guy is going to hell, but on earth. Like everything was going great, wonderful, and all of a sudden, everything goes to... Right? What happened? One thing after another. This is the explanation. This is the explanation. This is the secret to life. The first issue that happened in our life, that was because of a sin. That was because of something that we did. The messenger that Hashem used was only supposed to be a messenger. You made him into God. He was just a messenger, but you made him into God by spending all of that energy taking revenge and having a grudge, and I hate you, and I'm going to get you back. You made him into God. What happened as a result? You got another problem. Why? That's another sin. Now you got another problem, but from a different messenger. First one was an employee. Second one is a supervisor. Now you hate him too. Guess what? Another sin. What's another sin? Another problem. All of a sudden the wife can't stand you. What does it have to do with you all of a sudden? What, you're on their side? No, I don't know. Sometimes you're wrong, honey. What? I'm wrong? Now you're grudge. I hate her. Oh, guess what? Another sin. All of a sudden the kids don't want to talk to you. What? Everybody hates me? I don't know. You're acting strange. So I don't know what's going on with you. I'm acting strange. You guys are acting strange. He thinks he's the enemy against the state. He has a grudge against his kids now. Guess what? Another problem. More problems. All of a sudden the IRS shows up. All of a sudden the regulators. All of a sudden the guy at the store doesn't want to give him a $5 credit. Nothing was working. Why? You're not getting the point. They are all little pieces. All tiny little pieces of a Kadosh Baruch Hu's grand master plan. You turned them into God. That's your problem. If instead you were following the Torah and you were actually listening that all of these people are just messengers, and that all of the things that are happening to you are the best possible action as a result of your circumstance, as a result of your action, because you had bitachon, then instead of it being a whole journey of Gehenom, it would have simply been one mess up, and then you would have done tshuva, and we're back on the road. We're back on the road.